Hello, this is the Nightline Podcast. My name's James Piecowye, and if you want to learn more about the program, please go to www.dubai1038.com or email us, nightline@dubai1038.ae. Enjoy the show. Imtishan is here, Shahzad is here. This is Cartalk time, which means if you're driving around, as people are, you're looking at other people's cars, you're thinking, I really would like to be driving anything but what I'm driving. This is the show you want to be calling into, SMSing into, just pondering, because we are going to talk about the coolest, maybe some of the ugliest things on the road, and those vehicles that you aspire to own as well. And I got to tell you, right off the bat, that new Nissan Maxima, I love it.
It's good looking, that, isn't it?
You know what I like about the thing is there's not so many of them on the road. So when you see one, yes.
That
but
can change.
When you see one, you kind of go, whoa, hold on a second. It's a little more squat than its cousins. It's got a great profile. It's got a nice front end that kind of makes you think, hold on, is that? And then when it passes you, you kind of go, woo. I love that machine. So the Nissan Maxima, loving it.
No, it's very sleek, very good looking car there. I really liked it. No, we reviewed it a few months back, and yeah, it's really impressive. And one of the things I noticed about it was that it was kind of slightly an old school Nissan. It sort of reminded me of, I think I said at the time, reminded me of the sort of Nissan Laurels of the 80s back in Saudi, because it was a very good straight line specialist. There's a lot of performance in that car, you know. So it's a meaty thing, very impressive. But very, very comfortable, very spacious, and yeah, it's a good car, really.
And like I said, at this point, there's not a lot of them on the road. But as Imtishan's saying, those guys over at Nissan, they've been cutting some great deals, and there could be a few more of those.
It's madness out there.
So everybody's doing.
Madness.
Did you know you could buy Chevrolets on Souk.com?
No.
You can.
From the dealer?
I don't know, but it was advertised on Souk.com. You can buy
right.
And I'm like, wow, I didn't know that was possible yet, but apparently you can. So that's worth looking into a little bit more.
Right.
I don't know what the deals are on Maximas.
I think that's not so many deals stacked on it, but I know the Patrol, the UAE's best-selling SUV at the moment, has pretty good deals and some really nice Ramadan only special editions. There's another nice little trick that dealers are doing. They do special editions just for Ramadan, which basically...
Hold on. There are Ramadan special edition vehicles and Patrols?
It's a badge, like Grand Touring or Sport. I think Jeeps have like something, a Ramadan special. But basically what that means is you get more kit for the same money, or sometimes less money than you'd regularly pay.
Nice.
You get a boot full of dates.
Or you get something else. You might get a boot full of dates if you buy the car.
That Maxima, by the way, I was just looking it up again because it is such a pretty car.
And he's old and he forgot what it looks like.
Yeah.
No, hold on.
And they start from 112.
112 gets me the entry level?
Yeah, 112 is what they start at, you know. And the engine that comes in it is 3.5 litre V6, 300 horsepower.
For 112.
I
don't think that's the base model, but certainly, what's the base model on these?
I don't know. The baseness.
That's the only engine I've got down for it.
No, they only got a 3.5. There's no.
That's it. That's what you get. You get 300 horsepower. Wow.
Hold on. We're talking cheap performance, and since we're on the topic.
Cheap performance.
Oh, you found something, didn't you?
The cheapest.
A Cherry. You're telling me you're driving a Cherry?
So for Ramadan.
This is horsepower per dirham we're talking.
Subaru is doing WRX 4-door sedans.
Wow.
So practical, comfortable, normal car.
You got me interested.
Around the 100,000 mark.
Really?
I believe it's 105 if I'm exact, but 100 to 105.
For the WRX?
WRX. That means a 2-liter turbo, 268 horsepower.
And then you get the legendary Subaru traction control system.
You get 4-wheel drive, man. You get. I think that actually is probably the best performance deal in the country right now.
I think they have some of the best 4-wheel drive technology on the planet. They've been doing it for a long time.
They're popular where you come from, aren't they?
They may have won a couple of rallies as well in the past.
Yeah.
You know, they're not unknown cars.
I heard.
No,
but imagine if you had to choose, and this is an interesting question, WRX, Toyota 86, or Focus ST from Ford. That's a tough call, those three cars. All of them available in manuals with enthusiast or automatics, I think the CRX, WRX.
It's a clear question. Who's got the most power?
Ooh. WRX, and it's the cheapest.
How much? What's the power on the WRX?
268.
Yeah.
268.
But the Focus is 250,
there's always a but. What's the but?
If you're willing to be a little left field, a little strange, and you want the most power you can get for the 100,000 dirham mark.
Yes.
There is, of course. And if you're willing to be really, really left field here.
Left field, and you want the most horsepower for the money.
So for Ramadan, Ram is doing a 1500 work truck which is a very basic stripped-down commercial vehicle. Still got all like speakers and things. I mean, it's pretty basic, but you'd modify
Does
that.
it have electric windows?
Yeah.
So it's
Got
not
Bluetooth
it's not
and all of that
stripped
jazz.
down.
What car doesn't have electric windows now? Could you?
James's car.
Can somebody please tell us?
James's car.
Who's selling a car without electric windows now, and why?
The Armstrong windows. When you got to
Power
lean
steering.
over, it's got power steering as well.
By Armstrong?
My kids don't even know the concept of wind-up windows. They'd look at that and go, "What's that?"
We had a rental once recently where the back seat had wind up,
No
wind down.
way.
Yeah, and
It was in 2016.
Not here, surely.
No, it was in California.
Yeah.
But what a pain in the neck, because if you wanted to open up to get the back window to get a little crosswind, you had to kind of lean back there. It's a driving hazard. You can't do it when you're driving.
That's why you have children.
That's right, exactly.
So you bring them everywhere to roll your windows down.
So what do we say?
So the Ram.
The Ram.
395 horsepower, 400 foot-pounds of torque, 6-speed auto, not the 8-speed that you get with the better trimmed one, but doesn't really make a difference from this sort of thing. 4-wheel drive, 99,000.
99,000.
But do they have any left?
Yeah, they've got a few.
So they've got some
They
of those.
even have
and the
four-door versions as well for
What's the
115.
horsepower on that?
395. I just said so.
Hold on.
395.
Hold on. Head back. Four-door. Four-door.
Four-door for 115.
Worth it.
Wow.
Again, it's ST. It's the work truck edition.
Yeah.
So, but it's still there. It's got seats.
Yeah,
It's
but
not.
but you know what you've just said. That is the most BHP for the dirham you can buy today. Is
we
a
have to
Ram
conclude
truck.
that is the most performance you can get for the money.
A Ram truck.
I love it.
Wow.
You see.
I mean, that's just.
That's
Now,
just silly
I
talk
asked
is what
them,
this is.
why are you bringing this car? And their answer was, well, we're trying to market it as a commercial vehicle. But I'm not fooled. I think a lot of people are going to be looking at this car and going, okay, that's a cheap way to get 400 horsepower.
Hey, I'll move some fruit and veg for that. No problem. I mean, I'll go down the fruit market.
Well,
no
you don't have
problem.
to be a company to buy one. You can be an individual and you can go and buy one.
Fine.
And it's pretty cool because it comes on steel wheels and things.
Really?
So it's steelies.
I think steel wheels are underrated.
Steel wheels.
Yes.
And plastic bumpers at the front. So black
I
painted
think
bumpers.
plastic bumpers are underrated. For 99,000 for 395 horsepower, everything is underrated. Let's just all three of us go now and buy one.
Very briefly, Jeep is perhaps the balmiest of them all because they had very briefly Wranglers for 99k.
Wow.
That's
glory days.
285 horsepower. And
But
those
they
are
have
all
sold
gone.
out. Yes.
All gone.
Yeah.
So everybody's doing similar sorts of deals across the board. If you're willing to go in,
That WRX is still resonating in the back of my head.
That's a heck of a
It's a lot of
performance
cars,
saloon.
isn't
That.
it? It is.
Yeah.
It
That's
is.
a legend in its own.
and what's the
lifetime, right?
drawback? You got 5 seats.
I don't like the seats. That's always been the drawback for me.
Have you sat in a new one?
Not this year's model.
I think they made a few changes.
Why
but
didn't you like the seats?
I don't know. My mother-in-law drives Subarus for many years, and every time I sit in them, I just find they're uncomfortable. So I don't
Is
know.
this something to do with her?
No, not at all. Not at all. No.
Because it sounds like her is you in this case.
No. But I just, I don't know. I love the trim. It's nice. It's well appointed. The cars have got, full of technology, full of capability. But I've always just found the seating a little uncomfortable. I don't know why. But maybe it's just
fair
the
enough.
seats that she's had in her vehicles.
In other news, cars that I've discovered while just walking around, the Land Cruiser is back. The classic Land Cruiser in a 5-door body shell.
What?
So not, the pickup that you see running around the commercial vehicle?
Yeah.
They've done like a family version.
Really?
I can't remember the exact number, sorry nerds, but it's like the Land Cruiser with an actual 5 doors proper, boot, and looks like a Prado, but with the classic Land Cruiser body and toughness and all of that. And that's around 142, I think, for the top one.
That's good prices.
6-cylinder, only a manual, I'm afraid, but
Well,
if you're building
only.
it's basically Toyota's Wrangler. It's like and it comes with all the mod cons, Bluetooth, navigation,
Wow.
ashtrays.
Wow.
Can you believe it? Ashtrays in
No.
the door pockets.
No.
I can't. I'm sat in that car like, wow, this takes me back. Like,
But when you say that it is a Wrangler challenge, it truly sounds like it could be. When I think back to those vintage
it
vehicles,
is absolutely.
those are
basic.
hardy. Those are hardy.
It's a tough car.
But when you say, I actually think the Land Cruiser is more comfortable. Wouldn't you say it's more of a sort
Yeah,
of
probably.
old patrol sort of rival,
well,
right?
okay. There's a reason why you would buy that Ram, because the Ram runs on coil springs. Even the Wrangler runs on coil springs. The aforementioned Land Cruiser, leaf
No.
springs.
Exactly.
Oh man.
Now,
Proper commercial right there.
I mean, that can take a lot of weight
Yeah.
when you're going through Sahara. Now, this is not to say that you can't make it better. Like I have a friend who bought a Land Cruiser, and I rode in his fully modified leaf spring car. It rides like a Lexus.
Really?
Only one problem. The suspension cost 22,000 dirhams.
Wow.
So suddenly you're.
I think you can
It's
buy.
good.
I think you can buy an old LS400 for 22,000 dirhams.
for riding comfortably to work.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
If you're wondering what you're listening to, by the way, this is Car Talk. You are listening to Shahzad and Imtishan from Motoring Middle East, motoringmiddleeast.com. We're talking cars. We want to get you involved in the program. Abdul has come through and says, hey, love your show, guys. And he's also been onto the YouTube page. He thinks that's pretty good, too.
Thank you.
And the question is, he saw the review of the 2016 Lexus LX570 on your site. And he's thinking about getting the new one, but like the previous owner of the S6, he wants to know, and this is coming from a previous night. He wants to know, is this LX any good? Should he be thinking the LX570 or
Lexus LX? Yeah. What's there to think about?
570, or should he wait? Because isn't there something newer coming out?
The new one's just come out, and that's going to be around for a bit.
No,
it's a brand new car.
That was the new one. The review that he's seen on our YouTube channel, that is the new car.
All right.
And so that's going to be around for a while. What I said in the review is probably what I'll reiterate here again, is that if you're coming from a Land Cruiser or a previous LX background, this will fit you like a glove. You'll be perfectly at home in this car instantly. What they've done is the interior of the new LX is so much better than the last one. They've given it more character, more style, certainly more Lexus look about it, and there's certainly more luxury and more comfort about it. So they've taken all the best bits of the old car and they've improved it for this car. What I would also add, though, is that if you're coming to it fresh from another brand, you may find that it's not quite as futuristic as, for example, some of the other cars out there in the market, because it's still a Land Cruiser underneath, and it's still capable of off-roading and all of those things. So if you're coming at it from something like, for example, an Audi Q7 or something, you won't find that it's as modern as that car is. That's a brand new car as well. But the Lexus is a facelift, whereas the Q7 is a completely brand new car. So if you're looking for something that's cutting-edge, modern, and super refined and comfortable, look elsewhere. If you're looking for something that's solid and reliable, dependable, very robust, look at the Lexus.
All right. Jatin has come back also, and you remember several weeks ago he wrote in asking about what your thoughts are on him importing his vintage collection of cars from Belgium and to bring them here, and he wanted to know if he thought there might actually be some demand for those kind of vehicles. And I remember,
is he planning to sell them
or
drive them and love them?
I think he'd love to sell them.
Oh man, I don't know. That's my official technical version of that.
I don't know. Let's all do that together. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know at all. I mean,
it's a tough one.
What sort of cars was he talking about?
I mean, he's got a whole vintage. He didn't give us the names, but he's got a vintage collection in Belgium.
Vintage can mean so many things.
You see, this is
are we talking pre-war? Are we talking muscle cars? Are we talking 80s exotics? What are we talking about?
Well, it won't be 80s exotic if it's vintage,
The easy answer to all of that question is if you can sell them. A, probably not, and B, if you do sell them, you'll sell them at like knockdown bargain basement prices, no matter how nice they are, no matter how... Actually, you might as well get rough ones, because the rough ones you might actually get a better price because the market likes cheaper.
So Jatin, as you're hearing, probably not a good plan. Do some research, unless you've got buyers who want to take them from the pictures that you've got.
Two things, right? I mean, you'll always find somebody, an eccentric or
you'll
somebody
always be able to sell
that may want to buy something like that. But there's two things. Older cars here, classic cars here, have a limited ceiling when it comes to the price of the car. People here are only willing to pay X up to an X amount for an older car because it's perceived to be an older car. The second thing, classics, vintage, call them what you like, they appeal to individuals, they appeal to us because we relate to them. Remember that here the motoring community is relatively young. So, like, for example, for me, the cars that appeal to me are the cars going as far back as the 60s and perhaps some 50s cars, because that's sort of within my lifetime. Okay, I wasn't born in the 50s, I was born in the 60s, but you see what I'm saying? Cars older than the 50s don't necessarily appeal to me. So when you're saying vintage, it suggests to me... Steady on. So when he says vintage...
Speaking of that, just pause for a second. You ever notice you never see a Chevy Chevette here?
There's a good reason for that.
Like, no one's thought, I'm going to bring a couple of Chevettes.
No, there probably is. Honestly speaking, I've seen every kind of car.
I've never seen a Chevy Chevette.
No, I'm just trying to think. No, I don't recall. There's a few Chevelles around.
Yeah. I've seen Pacers. I've seen Gremlins.
Pacer. I love a Pacer.
Are they making
an AMC Pacer?
Are they making submarines in the back seat?
I've seen a Gremlin in a Veer once.
Are they doing a submarine sandwich in the back seat of that Pacer? Because that's how they used to advertise.
I think it wasn't moving very much.
Well, I'll tell you what, if there's anybody out there with
a Pacer,
with a Chevette,
we'd like to hear from you.
Get in touch.
If it's for sale, well, none of us will be buying it, but it's nice. We'll think about you.
Just concluding on that.
For Jatin.
If you're bringing it for your own pleasure, please do.
but if it's
if
to
you're
sell
bringing
them,
it here as a business,
don't
think long and hard.
There we go.
I mean, many have tried. We've spoken to so many individuals met over the years who've come and who got some great cars. Remember last year we found a guy at the Imar Classic who was selling muscle cars for around 150, 160.
Didn't work. If he had
None of them
fantastic
sold.
cars for very good money, but they didn't work. And one of the biggest guys here that we know of, they tend to sell all their cars overseas again. So
there we go.
There you go.
Faisal wants to know what your opinion is on the Corvette. I think it's ugly. Do you guys?
That was James speaking, by the way. Just to
Piecowye
clarify to the world,
passport
James,
number,
who's forgotten his glasses yet again.
No, I saw one today, and you know what? It's just I don't see any.
It's so good looking that Ferrari have copied it with that TDF whatever.
I don't see anything redeeming about
mean,
it.
I think it's got the gill.
TDF looks exactly like a Corvette.
I went into celebration mode when I read that they're retooling the Corvette factory because they must have a better car coming, something that looks nicer.
No, they're retooling it because they can't go any faster.
Yes, they need to make more.
I'm hoping they're going to also retool the dies to make a nicer design.
Because most people
actually they are changing it because they've got a mid-engine Corvette.
Thank you.
It's
Thank
happening.
you.
It's going to be a Ferrari fighter now because they have hit the limit of traction on rear wheels.
Do we have any sneak peeks on what it's going to look like?
Just
Google it.
Artist impressions.
It'll be good looking.
Like
the current one is.
Nothing's been released yet. But that's
I
some
think
way
it's
off.
Okay,
so
besides from that, do you guys know any deals on these? Any good offers?
So I have
They're
been
on
looking at
souk.com. No, they actually are. Corvette is on souk.com.
But in the meantime, I can tell you exactly what the price is right now because 2016 cars are 293,000 starting at Al Gandhi Auto.
That's a good price.
And if you want 2015s,
they've got 2015s sitting there.
They still got some 2015s lying around, which is functionally the same. 250.
Well, the 2015s, I'll just add, again, going back to that website, I think I saw there were 30,000 dirhams off.
Wow.
Which is 293 minus 250.
2015 Camaros. 2015 Camaros, about 30,000 dirhams
New
off.
Camaro is here.
New Camaro is here.
And I think
we're talking about Corvettes.
Yeah, I know, but we're talking about Chevys. We're talking about Chevys now.
Basically, deals.
Wow. So
but
the new Camaro's here?
I would hold off on the new Camaro though, because I think
it's Camaro. It's not Camaro. It's Camaro.
Camaro. So they're bringing in limited 2016 models, and then 2017 models are the later ones that will come towards the end of the year. I'd hold off for one of those. Personally.
Yeah, the early cars are the ones. I mean, nothing wrong with them. The build quality will be fine.
But also they'll charge you more for those because there's a lot of demand for them right now.
Yeah. But post summer, you're going to see a big push for Camaro.
But if you want old Camaros, I think they're still in stock and they're going for great prices right now.
I say I love a Camaro too.
Camaro.
They've got ZL1s. They've got convertibles. They've got everything.
Did you see that piece
what?
that I put up in our notes? Of course, you never read the notes, but
I looked at them diligently.
So there is a talking about the new Camaro, the ZL1, and this is coming out of Autoblog.com, and it has a line lock built into it.
But that Mustang introduced that. Ford introduced
that's
that
why it
with
has a line lock because Ford did it. Now Chevy has
so
to have
they
it.
built
it's
it all
probably
in.
from the same company.
Do this, that, and the other thing, and you can do these awesome drag burnouts.
Yeah, but you know what?
Which of course you don't want to do because you're going to be going through tires. But I just thought.
And also we should point out it's antisocial. And
no, I did it. I did it. It's on video. It's on video and everything. It's on the YouTube channel. Just look it up, Mustang. But what I'll say.
Hold on, we're talking the Camaro right now.
Yeah, but Mustang introduced it. The line lock thing. They introduced it on the new Mustang. Now, what I will say about it though is it's a bit
called
like launch
line
control.
lock. Line lock.
Yeah, line lock.
Yeah.
It's a bit like.
Sounds like you're saying landlocked.
Line lock.
Line.
Look, can we get to the point?
Basically, I'll
say teach the English how to speak English in a minute. Essentially.
Well, you might as well. We'll lost everything else. I don't know. Anyway, that's a bit of politics. Now we'll come back to that. No, we won't do that right now. Anyway, what I was saying was that
if you're wondering what you're listening to, by the way, this is Car Talk on Dubai Eye. It is live and happening. Even Esther is holding her head at this moment, trying to wonder where this is all going. She thought we were going into Brexit for a second.
We might have. I'm trying to stay away from that.
We'll now have a 10-minute intermission while Shahzad cries a little bit. But
then before that, we were talking about Corvettes. Then we moved into the Camaros, and now we're talking Mustangs. Which
line lock.
We're talking about line locks. We're talking about systems that help you be a hooligan, right? So I
illegally.
So I look at that the same way I look at launch control. I'm able to do a better burnout than a line lock system.
So what was the experience with line locks?
I just wanted to say that
on
air.
Okay, he's flaunted his line lock ability. But what was it like to press a button and do line lock and burnouts?
Well, to be honest, it was just like there was an extra pair of feet down there that were holding the brake for me. That's all it really did.
Because, I mean, contrary to what people think, a burnout's not that hard.
No.
It's not rocket science.
No.
To be honest, it was more complicated.
As long as you disable enough of the computer stuff.
Well, to be honest, there was a set process that you had to go through before actually activating.
And legal warnings you had to click through.
That's it. You've got to do this, hit that, do this. It's funny.
Whereas what I could do is just put my foot across the brake and accelerator and dump the clutch.
I like cars that do this. Charger Hellcat has a button, big fat button on the console, launch. That's it.
That's it.
No, but I don't like it.
What do you mean you don't like it?
I'd like to use.
Have you just said you don't like a Hellcat?
No, launch.
I heard him say that.
No, I don't like launch. You know what? Because you know how to launch? You floor the loud pedal. That's it. Then the thing launches. That's all you need to do. Why do you need launch control? I've tried this on a 911 Turbo. I kid you not, I was quicker off the line myself than the launch.
He just wants to tell everybody that he's better at it than the computers
I'm awesome.
are.
You're dropping a lot of car names. First Mustangs, now it's 911 Turbo.
But I've actually done 911 Turbo in controlled conditions.
This is why everybody's press cars are broken.
A few years ago.
Yeah,
Exactly. This was an international launch a few years ago when they were actually inviting you to do it against the clock. And I proved that I was quicker than the launch control.
But were you riding a PDK or automatic car?
Do you have video of that?
I had video of it somewhere. It was a PDK.
We expect to see it on Facebook tomorrow as visual proof.
I'll have to go dig it out. It was a few years ago because it was the last 911. But anyway.
But do you not think that doing it with PDK kind of cheats a bit? Not you personally, although I'll say that. Now I will say that because it's you I'm talking about.
Yeah, but they didn't have a manual car. What could I do?
But I mean, a manual car is real skill. I like the ability to be able to do this stuff. I mean, it's like that auto rev matching that the Corvette has, that the Porsche has. I don't like that because I like doing it myself.
Yeah, but you see, here's the other thing. Launch control assumes that you want to get away from the line as quickly and cleanly as possible. I don't. I want to burn through the gears. I want third gear wheel spin, thank you very much.
Basically.
We advocate none of this, by the way.
Absolutely
all in controlled environments. This is, not on the Calba Road or something.
No, on a track, on a racetrack or a drag.
Rent that track.
Yes.
There we go.
And then invite us.
This is Car Talk. This is Car Talk. Motoring Middle East is in the house. Shahzad, Imtishan, we're talking cars. We want to hear from you. Why don't you get involved, as Ahmed did. He says he's driving a JK 2014 year model. He's getting 12 liters to 100 kilometers. Sound normal to you guys?
Yes.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's actually probably better than most people. Because the JK or the Wrangler, as it's known to most people, though his buddies, is not the most economical of vehicles.
It's not fuel efficient, that thing.
Even with the new Pentastar, 12 is okay. I mean, if you're on the highway, if you're under 120, it's about 11 to 12. If you're a bit naughty, you go over 120. Still within the legal maximum. Yeah, forget about it. All bets are off. Because it is the aerodynamics of the Burj Al Arab.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And if you're like me and you modified your car badly, you will be doing more like 14 or 15, which is V8, territory. So the lesson of the day is leave your car.
I'll tell you what, I'm running that 300 CSRT at the moment.
Yeah. Still liking it? You're still liking it?
I love it. I absolutely adore the thing. But for all my talk of loud pedals and all that sort of stuff, I got 9.8 liters.
Rubbish.
Yes, I have video proof. I got 9.8 liters per 100 out of this V8 Hemi.
Now I'm affronted. Now I'm just affronted.
Cheapest chip this car, no problem at all.
How much horsepower do you have again?
Wow. 485, and that's conservative. I'm sure they're lying. They're lying.
That's it. I'm done with this. I'm putting an SRT engine into the Jeep.
That's the only SRTs way. For everyone.
Wow. That's impressive.
And how does it do it?
It's me, actually.
No, it's not you. So how does it actually do it?
Okay, fair enough. It's got cylinder deactivation, right? So it goes down.
So what is that for the people who have no idea?
If you're basically cruising at a constant low revs on a highway or something like that, you're not going too fast, it'll shut down four cylinders. So it just have.
So it goes from a V8 to a V4.
It goes to a V4 cylinder. Yeah, so it uses about half the cylinders, therefore consumes half the fuel. Therefore, it's about as economical as a Honda Civic.
Wow.
So this is interesting because I do a lot of stuff with trucks, right? And all the truck makers have different strategies for saving fuel. Ford does turbos on a V6. Chevy does cylinder deactivation on a V8. And Ram does diesels, which we don't get out here, but they also do cylinder deactivation as well in this market. So out of all of that, because we've driven these cars in the real world, and I actually think the Chevy and Ram approach is better. The Ford cars are great. They got tons of power.
But the
turbos don't save fuel in the real world as much as you think.
I think it's because of the type of driving that we do here.
Foot to the floor all the time.
Yeah, exactly. No. What I mean by that is that if you look at, for example, in European cities where they're very congested, they're much tighter, it's a lot more stop and go. You'd save more fuel because you wouldn't be using the turbos that much. Over here, you're doing a lot of highway miles, a lot of constant speed miles, So basically, you sit it on your cruise control and you leave it running. As long as you're not doing a silly speed, the cylinders will shut down. So actually the cylinder deactivation works better here because it just goes, all right, you're not needing this power, you're just coasting, I'll cut these cylinders off and
so the
you'll
computer
save
do the
fuel.
thinking for you. But it's also a point I raised earlier. If you keep a certain speed, the cars are optimized for that speed. So in the US around 55 miles per hour, 60 miles per hour. So if you know what the sweet spot is of the engine, every engine has one, that'll be the most economical way to drive. It may not be the fastest way to get where you're going, though.
Do they tell us where that sweet spot is?
That's why you buy a car, to figure it out over years and years of... What's yours in the old 3.8?
Mine is about 115 kilometers an hour.
That's it?
Yeah.
I mean, 120 is about aerodynamically as fast as I can go now.
Yeah, I mean, it truly is. 100 actually works best. If I drive at 100 kilometers an hour...
100 is great, but imagine driving on Emirates Road at 100.
That's the problem.
That would be
I constantly get flashed. But then when people get beside me and they see the, the blonde hair under the baseball cap and the wacky shirt, they just kind of go...
the butterflies.
Makes sense. They go, yeah, makes sense. And they take one look
so
and they
no
go...
road rage. Just look at you
yeah,
and
they go,
well,
yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Grandpa's driving that thing.
But the thing is, it's not about the speed. It's about if you have a rev needle to look at the revs. Try and keep them as low and as constant as possible.
Which car doesn't have a rev needle?
The same car he was talking about earlier with the wind-up rear windows.
I'm wondering.
Like a Tita.
Is he driving a van?
Yeah, but that's the way to do it, is to just keep your eye on that rev needle and keep that
and not on your phone.
And not on your phone, not on anything else.
Not on your Instagram. Look at your dials. Look at the road.
Yeah.
You probably drive better.
Here's an interesting text that's come through. It says, "Hey guys, speaking of modifications, I'm going to buy the Subaru WRX."
Oh, he's buying it. He's
Already?
buying it.
Yeah.
Wow,
that's quick.
We've sold one.
Listen to you guys.
He's gone down to the showroom right now. He's gone down to the
I want this thing.
Booked one.
And he wants to do
I
some
want 2%.
He wants to do initially some modifications, body kit kind of stuff, and then eventually maybe some engine work. And so the question is, where can I get these interior and exterior parts? Any ideas?
Can I just say gold wheels? I just wanted to say that. So.
They don't do gold wheels in the
I know, but they should.
Yeah, but you can just paint the wheels yourself.
That's modification, right?
Yeah. Well, you're right.
You just go to Ace and get the spray paint can?
Don't do that. Don't do that.
I'll make Muhammad Ibrahim will sort you out.
Yeah, you can
he
dip
can do it. He can do
That's
it. He can
East Coast Customs. They can
he's
do
perfect.
It.
East Coast Customs. Check him out. He can do that.
Yeah, but body kits and all, it depends. You can get some.
Are they selling them for the Subaru WRX?
You're gonna have to import this stuff. So you need to find a garage. There are plenty of garages out here that modify stuff. And look, whatever's available online, a good garage will be able to bring it and import it and fit it for you. It does require a bit of fettling body kits. They come off. They usually come unpainted. So they have to be painted and then put on the car and then sort of moved to match everything else.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit of expertise. You can't do it at home, but it's definitely worth doing. The question is, do you want a cheap body kit? Do you want an expensive one?
Well, you don't want the car. He's getting a WRX. He doesn't want it to look like it's,
but the Japanese stuff looks really expensive, but actually improves the aerodynamics of the car.
See, that sounds good.
Now, the stuff you can find in Satwa is not going to improve the aerodynamics.
Well, I don't want the guy doing my
Yeah.
car repairs while I'm going to buy some shirt material. I mean, that's not going to be a good a good thing.
Is that where you get your shirt material from? Now we know. Now the world knows.
You leave your car, the guy, does a complete maintenance job on it, and then
but that's where you get the lights that glow underneath the car.
Yeah,
you see.
exactly.
So there you go. They have to be gold to match the wheels.
the
Right?
light kit done.
But it's very interesting because you asked the question, where do I find this stuff?
Yeah.
And I'm in my off-roading world, but the sports car world has definitely reduced the number of shops looking at this kind of thing in the last few years. So there are a lot less people. In Sharjah, of course, I recommend Lab 57. They're very good. They did the work on my Toyota 86 back in the day. I didn't do body kits, but I did a lot of engine stuff. So yeah. That's one option. There's L&R Performance in Al-Quoz, in DIP. There are basically just Google around. You'll find shops, Thousand Dunes, Panda Performance.
I will also say that there is a Subaru UAE club on Facebook.
That's a good point.
Get in touch with those guys. They do a lot of stuff with their cars.
They're going to know.
Whatever you can think
They will
of,
tell you
somebody
exactly
else,
what
whether
to
it's
do.
headers or big exhaust, or try not to be obnoxious. Please don't have a
I saw a
noisy-
giant wing on the back of
That's
a
just
Subaru
normal
the
for
other day.
Subarus. That's
But
just-
it wasn't just it was a wing that was 3 sizes too large for the car. It was classic. I had to take a photo. It was just so good. It was so
Did you
good.
think he'd done himself well there, or did you think something else?
Well, my first reaction was, what did this guy do? And then after I was looking at this thing that was clearly just too large, I realized, it kind of does look
Well,
cool.
go big or go home. Right?
Yeah,
Well,
that's
the thing about those spoilers is if you set them just right, they're just at the right height to put your cup of Karak on. Well, so, you know what I mean? Practical. You put a sandwich on a cup of Karak, that's fine. That's perfect. So as long as you need to just get them at the right height, that's all.
But Shahzad is right. I think when apart from the tea question, find people who have worked on these cars. Everything you can think of has been done locally. Everything. Made them faster, V8s, whatever you like. So there are people who have the expertise. So best is to talk to people who actually done it.
I want to see this WRX though when he gets it. I mean, it just sounds.
It has to be blue. By law, it has to be blue.
It has to be blue
with the gold wheels.
Yeah.
The 2017 Ford GT 66 Heritage Edition.
Wow.
Isn't that looking incredible?
Wow. Well, Ford are so happy with themselves right now because they went to LeMans with one target and one target alone to beat Ferrari.
There we go.
And they did.
I mean, you know, I'm going to be a little controversial here.
Really?
For a change.
Just a change.
Imtishan is here from Motoring Middle East. This is Cartalk, by the way, if you're wondering what you're tuned into. Yes, controversy.
That was a get out clause right there.
That's not me. I don't agree with what Ford is doing. I mean, it's within
trying
the
to beat Ferrari.
Well, they've basically built a car only for Le Mans. They don't compete in anything else. They only compete at the 24 at Le Mans, and they've built a car expressly for Le Mans, and it's only going to be a 2-year program.
I love their focus.
Yeah, well, they are
not the Ford Focus
and the ST. Yeah, exactly.
I see where you're going there.
No,
but it was the 50th anniversary of their 1-2-3 victory
at Le Mans. Get over it. Well, Chevy's been competing in Le Mans for years now, and they've been honing the cars. And here's the real thing. The expertise that Chevy has gained, and Audi has gained, and everybody except Toyota basically, has gained from Le Mans, has been used to apply to really fast road cars. So the Corvette is faster, the R8 is faster, cars that you can go into a showroom and buy. Whereas the Ford GT is an extremely expensive race car on the track, and in the real world, it's barely any of them are ever going to be made. And you can't buy them.
50 of these special editions are going to be made alone.
Yeah, and you can go and buy them, right?
Black ones. You can. If
no, you can't. You have to be invited by Ford to buy them.
But here's the thing, right? You look at all of look at all the race cars, right? Look at all the what do they call them? The supercar series, the Le Mans car series, right? You look at all those cars. They don't look to me. They don't look like cars anymore, except for that Ford GT. It looks gorgeous.
Oh no, it is amazing.
It looks
they
stunning.
Don't make it in series production. It's going to be a very, very limited run car, and it's going to be what the really sad thing, I suppose, is the car is going to be made. We know it's going to be incredible to drive, but it's going to go into collections. It's going to go into museums. It's going to go into.
Yeah, but don't you think the fact is that by doing this, that car is more specialer, if I could say that, more specialer. It's more specialer than a Ferrari.
This is like how Britain is more special.
That's it, yeah, because Britain's more special. So in honor of
I don't know. I would like to be able to go and meet people who drive Corvettes every day that have benefited from Le Mans. Whereas the Ford
I want to meet
GT
people who are driving those ugly ones too.
Yeah, we'll both go together. One will praise him and one will insult him. And I don't. We'll just go on separate days.
And we'll have a whip round and get enough money to buy you a pair of glasses so you can see the car
all
properly.
Of this is sour grapes because I will never drive a Ford GT in my lifetime.
There we go.
That's the reality of it.
This is Car Talk. I think postcards are fun, and you guys as
bring
journalists,
them back. Yeah, bring them back. Bring postcards back.
What are postcards?
Oh God. Yeah. You know, you say that. I'm not. I was in Italy recently on a trip, and I was trying to find some postcards to buy to bring back for my daughter. She said, "Bring me back some pictures of Italy." I couldn't find any postcards.
Your daughter 45.
No, she was a school project thing she was doing. I couldn't find any postcards in the airport, in the tourist shop.
I am 35, and I've never sent a postcard in my life.
Really?
Yeah. Why would I need to? By the time I was a teenager, there was email.
There's internet, innit?
Yeah, I think I've sent a couple of letters, but I don't think I've ever sent a postcard.
See, now you don't do postcards, you do selfies.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
Well, to communicate with people, you just get on the interwebs, don't you?
Yeah.
The interwebs.
You fire up the engine tubes.
Right. Pressing, actually.
You'll get used to it.
like this week generally. But anyway, hey, I see there's some text messages coming in.
Harsh has come through and says, "Hey guys, I feel like I've modded my Jeep all wrong from one of the famous garages. Which garage would you recommend to go to remodify it correctly this time?"
Same one we always recommend. Rage Performance. Torque, also known as Torque.
Go see Sam.
Good, helpful. Also, if you're into Jeep specifically, Rami 4x4, very good. Yeah. There are a lot of places. If you're off-roading, you have a lot of options for modifications. Yeah. Safe and or crazy. Not that we recommend that, but every shop is out there for your every taste. So go ahead.
You know, in the essence, go drive around, go have a chat, go see if
shop around.
You got to shop around. You got to go have a chat.
Prices can vary, talent can vary, and remember, you're modifying a car. You need to do it safely, so you need to make sure the people doing it know what they're talking about.
Here's another one that's come back from our WXR man. It says exactly in the UAE there really isn't anything, I guess, maybe because mostly the warranty gets voided with any type of modification. And yes, the WRX that this gentleman has bought is blue.
Yes.
No, not gold rims.
No, come on.
I've seen many websites, but my main concern is, I would say, in entrusting an art to a tech guy who wouldn't appreciate the art, which is the WRX.
That's why we're not saying go to a website. We're saying go to the forum, to the club.
Yeah.
Because there are people there that have done...
Speak to real people in Dubai.
Because they've done the work on their cars. So they'll tell you from their experience exactly how it's worked out for them, and and they'll be able to recommend...
there are also clubs, UAE Boost. I think there's a WRX club as well.
There is a
Subaru
WRX club
in the UAE.
Very active Subaru club.
They are the best people to talk to because they have real world experience. They tell you what to avoid, who to go to. So yeah.
If you can't find a link, just message us on motoringme.com and we'll try and sort you out with that.
Harsh has sent through the name of where he did get his Jeep done. We're not going to go there. We're not naming and shaming. But like I said, I'm very, very happy with the work that I've got done on my vehicles from Sam. And I'm not even a mod guy. I'm just...
Just keeps it running.
It just keeps it running for me. Let me tell you, as he keeps scratching his head every time I bring it in, going, how did you do this?
So do I. Whenever I see you, I'm like, how have you done this?
Yeah, how have you done this? And anyway. Andrew's come through and says fuel economy is enhanced by smooth driving rather than harsh acceleration and then braking when too close to the car in front of you. Ooh.
Sounds like
it's quite right. Well, to be honest, we have got a guide on our website, so go and check it out on motoringme.com. There is a guide to driving economically.
Likewise, accelerating too close to the gap, preventing someone from pulling out. Exercise patience and tolerance.
So that's not economy, that's just bad manners.
Yeah.
So yes.
Yeah, there we go.
Please drive with due care, courtesy and etiquette out there on the road. That's my message for the day.
Hyder's come through and he's saying, hello guys, looking for a fun car for a mountain road trip in Italy.
Aha!
Mini Cooper diesel 5-port.
Uh-huh.
The Infiniti Q30.
Uh-huh.
Or the Volkswagen Golf 1.6. Last time I tried the Mercedes A-Class and loved it, but I want to try a different one this time.
I think out of those options, I'd go Cooper.
Yeah, it has to be the Cooper.
Because Cooper is a really good fun to drive. Admittedly, I've not driven the Q30 yet, so I can't really comment on that one. But Coopers I've driven, and diesels that'll give you plenty of traction up the mountain roads. So yeah, go for the Cooper diesel. That's the one I'd go for.
There we go. Another one that's the Cooper diesel. That sounds fun.
Yeah.
Cooper diesel.
Oh yeah.
Diesel. Oh for goodness. That doesn't sounds wrong.
That'd be great.
One of those diesels that does all that. One of those old vintage ones that clacks.
No, I won't do that.
No, you don't.
Yeah, one of those old ones with the black smoke.
Time has moved on.
Hi guys, is it worth waiting for the 2017 Ford F-150 Raptor, or is the current model just as good?
The answer to both questions is yes.
And is it a good buy? The current one.
Everything is yes. Look, the current one is you can't get it on sale now. There are a few, I believe, don't quote me on this, that are still available at Altair, but the car's officially out of production, has been out of production since last year. So these are a few ones that they found down the back of the cupboard. So
on the back of the sofa.
Exactly.
I could lose a Raptor down the back of the sofa.
They find this has happened. A lot of manufacturers occasionally, cars are in stock because they have huge.
So this is
hundreds
basically
of thousands of cars.
This is basically somebody who got out of the warehouse at Jebel Ali and went, "What's that car over there? Oh, we've got another one of those."
We know a mutual friend of ours who had an F-150 that was sold years later because they forgot about it. They've got huge warehouses.
I want one of those. I want one of those ones that's
they do a tremendous deal. They won't do you a deal on the Raptor because it's in demand. But the new Raptor will be brilliant. It'll be better. I mean, I want to tell you.
So does he wait, or does he just get the...
If he needs the Raptor right now,
if you want
the
a good
V8,
deal,
this is the V8. Get this one.
Because it's not a V8, the next one.
Yeah, we want the V8. Come on.
I don't know. I mean, you know.
What would Mohammed Al-Falasi say?
V8.
Yeah, he wanted V8.
And you can modify it, and you can fly in a Raptor.
All I do is I just say, when I have the choice between the small engine and the big engine, what would Mo Falasi say?
And Mohammed Falasi, who's Mr. Drift Academy and ex-racer.
He wouldn't even say anything. He would look at you and he would put up his shoulders in his hands and he'd go... It'd make a scrunchy face. He'd go,
I know. He'd be like, "Why are you even asking this question?
Are you listening to yourself?" Okay. Fahad wants to know, when we talk about 4x4 mods, how come I don't see any Prados being modified in Dubai? It's huge in Australia. Any ideas?
So two reasons. First of all, the current generation Prado that's on sale wasn't as popular as the one before. for various. I'm not quite sure why, but I think the style changed and it got a bit more expensive. It's come down again since, but people have moved on to other sorts of cars. People don't off-road in those cars; they buy perfectly custom-built cars like Wranglers or FJ Cruisers. So the Prado is sort of in between. It's a very capable car; it can do every bit of off-roading you need. But most people, it's not super popular here anymore for that sort of thing. Secondly, I started off-roading a long time ago, and when we were driving back then with Prados, and Prado's very popular. People drove stock ones. So they didn't modify them because the stock Prado can do anything and go anywhere. So people didn't really see a need to do it. Ergo, aftermarket guys didn't bring in the parts needed to modify it. Now, of course, you can get everything you want, but people just think, well, if I'm going to go off-road, it's just easier to take a Wrangler or an FJ because there's less bodywork, less things to hit. Whereas a Prado is a really nice car. You don't want to scrunch up the bumper coming the wrong way down a dune. You have to do a bit more work to these cars because they have lots of sensitive bodywork. Again, very, very capable car. Basically, the FJ is a Prado underneath. So there's nothing stopping you. I know Arctic Trucks makes some really cool Prados. They're still working on those cars, so lots of people out there. But they're expensive cars to buy as well. They're about 150 starting and 200 at the top end. So
there we go. Fahad, you have your answer. Gentlemen, we've run out the clock on Car Talk once again.
Oh, no.
It's been a pleasure, as always, having you guys in.
Has it really?
Yes, it has. Look forward
I believe him. I'm taking that home.
MotoringMiddleEast.com is where you can find these guys. Facebook site is awesome. YouTube. Go to YouTube. You guys have movies. You do all sorts of cool stuff.
We do.
And,
Thank you.
And in between there, you're automotive journalist, so you do all sorts of great reviews as well. So
thank you.
MotoringMiddleEast.com and all the social media to match. Go find them, and they join us here every week at this time, and we talk cars. Look forward to doing it all again really, really soon. Gentlemen, thank you.